Thanks, Terry, and thank you for everyone for coming out tonight. You know, it's a shame the cold weather kept everyone home. So, as Terry said, my name is Brad Hoylman. I'm the chair of Community Board 2. I'm joined by a number of Community Board members here tonight. We're here with one major purpose, which is to listen. And I do want to thank Terry, though, for all the work that she's put into organizing this event. Along with Marty Tesler, round of applause for Marty. Andrew Berman and the Greenwich Village Society. Honestly, Andrew, I have to say this, there is not a finer organizer in Manhattan than you. So. All the neighbors who are part of CAN and who are co-sponsors tonight, we really appreciate it. You know, CB2 was asked when it was announced that we were co-sponsoring tonight's event, like, why are you doing that? And I told them, I was like, well, if you want to get some community members to support NYU Plan 2031, we'd show up to that too. But I've yet to hear whether they've been successful in getting that meeting together. But I wanted to really reiterate 2 points. One is that the community board has your back. We're going to listen to you. We're going to understand your issues. We're going to reflect on them and hopefully write a resolution that will represent all of your concerns, all of your hopes, and all of your assessments of what this plan means for our neighborhood. And that brings me, yes. And that brings me to our public review process. That's the most integral part of how the community board functions. We want to represent you in a way that gives you an opportunity to speak in an official public forum as part of the public record. So for the month of January, we've organized a number of hearings that reflect the different concerns subject by subject that the NYU Plan 2031 represents. The first is on January 9th, which is the big kahuna of sorts. David Reck is going to be chairing that meeting here for the land use meeting. That is where NYU will give its overall presentation. So David Reck will be in charge of that. On January 10th, all of the issues involving traffic and transportation and other environmental concerns are going to be addressed by the in connection with that are going to be addressed by Shirley Secundus Committee. Traffic and transportation, that's at the NYU Silver Building, 32 Waverly Place, that's at 6:30. On January 12th, Toby Bergman, who's the chair of our Parks Committee, is going to be discussing all this supposed green space that we're getting out of the NYU project and the concerns about the strips. I hope you be there for that on January 12th, 6:30. January 17th, Lois Rackhoff, who's here, I'm sure. Where are you, Lois? She's in the back. She couldn't make it into the room. She's going to be discussing the issues involving the new school that has been dangled in front of our eyes over the last year, and trying to figure out what is the deal on it. Is it a core and shell? What have they offered? What have they taken away? What's the latest? So I hope education advocates, parents, and everyone will make it to that meeting on January 17th. January 18th, Jason Mansfield's Environment Committee is going to review all the environmental impacts that the plan is going to have for our neighborhood. And then finally on January 19th, it's very important that the community come to our full board meeting during the public session, which begins at 6 p.m. at PS 41. That's when you can enter your comments into the public record if you can't make it to any of these meetings, or even if you can. It's very, very important that the elected officials and the representatives continue to see this kind of interest and concern about this amazingly complex project. And coming to these meetings will drive that message home. If you can't make it to those meetings and you still want to submit comments, there are a couple of other ways to do it, which will be entered into the public record. The first is you can go to CB2's Facebook page and just blog your assessment of the project there. We'd like to hear it. And you can also email us. We have an email address set up on the 2031 plan, nyu2031@gmail.com. So those are the ways for you to get your voices heard in front of the community board. Again, I want to reiterate it as much as I can and as emphatically as I can. We're listening, we will represent you, and we have your back. So thank you very much.